I'm breaking away. I'm moving on to a better place. Yesterday.
Welcome to Feminist Videos. Just a quick reminder before we start for watching every last. Feminist is cancer.
The bottom line has to be that it is sexist for any man to tell any woman what she may or may not wear, whether that be a burqa or a bikini. And it is racist for any white person to tell any Muslim woman what they may or may not wear.
You don't get wolf whistled for showing a bit of leg or for wearing a skirt.
Oh my God. Damn! Damn!
Yeah, there's a big man. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm not a man.
I'm not a man. Fuck you.
I'm a fucking woman.
Well, there's the surprise of the century.
I'm a fucking woman.
I haven't had such a good laugh in a long time.
In your opinion, what's the cure to our westernized kind of idea that it's okay to catcall at women and that sort of thing? What is the solution in your opinion?
What is the solution to catcalling? Certainly not walking around in my underwear.
I do agree that there is stigma that I have to deal with because I am fat, but I'm actually really in celebration of my body. I find beauty in diversity. I think we come in all shapes and sizes. And the assumption that we've dealt with a lot on this show is that just because you're obese, you must overeat. You must have an eating disorder. I know that not to be the case. I know you can have a healthy relationship.
Now, Mimi, you say this is misleading. Go have at it a little bit.
Oh fuck, Mimi is going to tear Jabba the Hutt a new asshole. Prepare for the reckoning.
Well, I certainly think that we all want to feel good about ourselves. That's understandable. I don't think people should feel demeaned by their size. And I also couldn't agree more with the message of daily exercise. No matter what size you are, you'll certainly benefit from daily exercise. You can't be healthy without that. But then let's talk about where we disagree. Look, if you want to feel good about yourself, it's impossible to feel good about yourself when you're doing something that's self-destructive. Also, self-destructive behaviors that result in damage or debilitation or even disfigurement to the body, that's never going to be perceived as beautiful.
Confirmed kill.
Recently, lots of people have been calling for a ban on assault-style rifles, and conservatives, in an attempt to fight those bans, have been like, look at these rifles, they're so similar to assault-style rifles, but they're not covered under the ban. And it's like, okay, so let's ban those too. Like, it's just so funny that they think they have the hottest take, and meanwhile they're arguing against themselves. Like, conservatives are literally posting photos of handguns and being like, you could kill just as many people with this as you could with an assault-style rifle. And really, it's like, okay, then let's ban those murder weapons too. Like, we don't need any of those. We don't need to give people cheap and easy access to things that are literally only designed for murder.
Look at this.
Abortion is a protected right under the 14th Amendment. Thanks to that decision, abortion has been mostly legal across the US for the last 44 years. I say mostly legal because individual states have passed a myriad of laws making it as difficult as possible for people to get an abortion. Because if you can't make something illegal, the next best step is to make it really, really hard to get, if not impossible. It doesn't matter if you can legally have an abortion if you can't possibly jump through all the necessary hoops. So that's what I want to talk about today. Not the right to an abortion, but the laws that have been put in place to make it harder, if not impossible, to have an abortion. I think it's a given that people should have legal access to abortion.
Excuse me, the fuck did you just say?
You don't need to give people cheap and easy access to things that are literally only designed for murder.
But wait! There's more!
I think it's a given that people should have legal access to abortion. So
Do you think there could sometimes be a double standard?
you don't need to give people cheap and easy access to things that are literally only designed for murder. I think it's a given that people should have legal access to abortion.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.